You want to explain what's happening here and what you're doing?
We are fixing to grout this tile floor after you made it look like an elephant had diarrhea and stomped all over it in here with the use of black grout.
And you know you're throwing it away?
No.
Should we just keep it for maybe a different bathroom?
This is for storage.
Oh, okay.
That's why I had you bring me the entire...
Here's some evidence of my mistake. Oh, gosh. I really messed this up. So yeah, basically some repair guy came over and we have to reglaze this tub. He said, I wanted him to reglaze like all the tile. He said it's not worth it because this over here will make it look not right. And it would be just a hard, impossible job. So instead he said, oh, just clean the tiles really well and then regrout the floor because the floor has like no grout in it.
He was being facetious.
I didn't know that.
He was exaggerating when he said no grout. He meant there's very little grout. He instructed us to scrape out the remaining grout.
Which I most definitely did not do because all I heard was, okay, there's no grout in there. So what did I do? I went and I watched like some YouTube videos reminding you that I'm also, now I'm 18 weeks pregnant. I guess I was 16 weeks at the time. This was a couple of weeks ago now. This has been an ongoing thing for us, so yay. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I could do that. Look, there's still like schmeckles everywhere. And so I started to do it. We got all the stuff, and then what happened, babe?
And then, so then you told me, make the amount of grout that I need for this room, which was not a lot. And then I was downstairs painting and you started screaming, help! Help! I need 5 times the grout you gave me. So I came and I made you a lot more grout.
Like a lot more grout.
And then you spread the grout. You tried to use every last ounce of it, but there was 10 times more grout than you needed for this floor.
Yeah.
And then when I came up here the second time, you're like, you need to fix this for me. It's time sensitive. But you grouted all the way from like there to the front door here. And there was no getting in to actually clean the grout.
Yeah. So I royally screwed it up. And then we've been in here trying to clean it ever since, like, it was so thick. I've
had to scrape out the bad grout, which wasn't very difficult because it didn't even sink in because it was like, it was just bad. And then I had to get a drill brush and clean the haze off of all these tiles, which is also
there's still a little bit, but it looks so much better. And then the other problem with this floor is that the lines aren't straight. So this bathroom showed me a couple of things. We're never gonna have tile as long as we can help it again because it's the biggest pain in the butt. And then also tile that goes up on the walls. You can't do anything about the floor when that happens because it's like, you know, at one point it's like, oh, maybe we could just lay down some linoleum. Oh, maybe we could just lay down some vinyl plank. And you can't do it because you need a border. Can't have a border because everything's tile. And so tile sucks and I do not recommend it.
Can you put these over there for me?
And so yeah, this is the rental we've been renovating. So far it's been a lot of painting. Look, there's still evidence of the chaos on the door frame. So yeah, it was mostly paint jobs in here. The tenants moved out and they had made like 5 bajillion holes in the wall, and there was a lot of sticky stuff everywhere. Like they used like duct tape for like a bunch of random stuff, like this attic hatch, they like duct taped all around it. So he had to rip out the border and make a new one out of, is that vinyl?
I guess.
I think it's vinyl, and then he has to still resand and repaint the hatch itself, and I guess you're gonna put...
I just gotta paint it.
you're gonna put some handles there maybe.
I'm gonna put a couple handles, and I'm gonna put weather stripping around the edges of it so it has a tight seal, and handles so that you can like maneuver it in without feeling like you need to duct tape the thing shut.
Yeah, I wish I would have been filming from the beginning, because the real beginning when we first got this place, it was a zoo. It was like, what do you call it, Hey Arnold's house? There's so many animals living here.
Yes.
And it was like, the walls were like all crazy color. How long were you painting in here for? Months, right?
3 weeks at least.
But non-stop.
But the mistake that we made was that you wanted to paint the whole place, then you wanted to rip out the floor and redo the floor, and then you wanted to worry about the water and the electrical.
Yeah, that's reverse order.
The first thing that we should have done,
always do the plumbing first,
was remove the floor and fix the plumbing, because the plumbing was crazy.
The plumbing was crazy, which is hilarious because a plumber used to live here, and we have our suspicions that maybe he sabotaged it or he just wasn't the best plumber. And yeah, basically that's the situation. But this place, you know, has a really nice view. Like, my place doesn't even have that view. And it's even more beautiful in the fall when it's like all the colors and stuff. And I do like the floors, but there is still some shoddy craftsmanship left over from the previous people. Like the wall skimming is like a big one that we want to do eventually, but
the skim coating.
Not right now. So you're setting up to fix my mistake yet again.
Yeah.
Let me go down and show them what else you've done and what we've been working on. So yeah, a lot of paint in this room. Oh yeah, we redid all the outlets. They were like this ugly tan color. They're like flesh color, all these outlets. So we just like fixed all that up, and it makes such a big difference. He did all the floors down here. We got carpenters to do the floors up here, but he did all the floors down here. Very proud of him. It looks really nice. And we redid all the outlets here. Painted, lots of paint. We had that cabinet that was upstairs. We took it out from here because there was also one here, and we just put a really large mirror here because this is kind of a small bathroom, so it makes it look so much bigger. And these mirrors have been here and they were just kind of ugly, so he kind of just like made these borders for around the mirrors and like put them on. And we still have to clean up in here and put a towel rack, but you see there's still some like shoddy craftsmanship from before, so that's like some skim coating that we have to do. And then, the kitchen, yep. We painted the cabinets of the kitchen when we first got it. It was returned to us still in this color, but this time around we changed the knobs, and the knobs look a lot better. Some of the inside was not in the best condition, so he cut some wood, put it in there. The countertops were a nightmare. They had like holes and burns and all kinds of weird stuff, and it was like this disgusting yellow color that looks like people had been smoking in here for 20 years. And so he filled the holes with like wood glue, I believe, and then we got this special paint for countertops, and it came out really nice. This kitchen also has like that same forest view back there that's really nice. And so here's some of our leftover paint. We actually didn't paint that much this time around, and we need to rip that out one day eventually. But for now, we've been working on this for a couple of months, and it's hard because he works a lot. Show you guys what I've been up to. So you see how on that side, let me see if I can get in. Okay. You see how on that side there's a lot of overgrowth over there? That's the way this looked over here. So I ripped out all the weeds, netted it, put some Mexican pebbles there, and it looks so much better. And let's see. See the weeds? That's what it looked like over here. And in the process of, we pulled out all the weeds, putting the netting down, but it's been raining, and I also ran out of net, and then we were only able to go to there. And also we need to do the yard work again, as per usual. And I think that's the gist of what's been going on here. Oh yeah, and a ton of AC problems, of course, in the summer. That's always fun. I had to call the AC guy, I don't know, three times I think already.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's fixed for good now. All right, so we're gonna start the grouting process. He just read the directions, and already there's something that I messed up on, which is that I did not let the grout mix sit as the instructions said.
The question is, do they have to tell you 2 quarts for every 25 pounds? Or is there a way that they can tell you, like, 1 part water, 15 parts grout mix?
Yeah, I don't know. The measuring is a little...
Use, like, 1/10 of this bag.
Yeah, well, that's what happened last time, and then I found that it was way too little grout, and that's how we ended up with way too much grout.
But you were wrong, because we still have an entire bucket of grout downstairs, and there was way too much grout up here.
All right, here we go, the Duncan measuring cup.
What do you
Precise
say that's
science.
About half?
Yeah.
What do you say? Maybe a little more. Okay, let's try it.
This sink has to be like from a schoolhouse in the 70s. Whoop, you dumped it in. You put the water in first, right?
Yeah. Otherwise the powder goes everywhere when you try to dump it in. This thing is 25 pounds. I've put approximately what I would imagine is 1/5 of the amount of water you would need for this entire bag of grout. So I have to put 1/5 of this whole bag of grout, which means we're gonna have a lot of extra.
1/5? That's a lot more than we used last time.
Yeah.
You see, we did use too little initially last time,
Well,
and then
I don't
we went
think
overboard.
I don't think we're gonna even use half of it.
So we've mixed it, we let it sit, we tried to do the correct proportions, and that's what it looks like. Feeling a little bit unsure of the consistency.
Yes. A little bit unsure is, no, just completely unsure.
Because you have not done this before.
Yeah. Like with everything in here, this is my first time doing it.
I make him do everything.
But now I could build a whole house from scratch.
So you're gonna mix it again, let it sit?
Yeah. Yep. Stir it around one more time after letting it sit for a few minutes.
I'm feeling better about the consistency though.
No.
No? It's
No.
thicker?
No. It's actually not.
Maybe that's just the consistency of it. It's a little bit on the watery side?
Yeah. It's like too wet.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I'm definitely gonna have to do this again.
You think you're gonna have to do it again? Third time?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because this is not a good consistency and I don't know how to get a good consistency with it.
Yeah, and we tried to get contractors in here, but the bathroom is too small, so like nobody wants to take this job. So that's fun. So we basically have to do it ourselves or do something really drastic in here, like take out all the tiles, which would definitely set us back. here the technique used was simply to try to go at 45-degree angles, swaying back and forth. Behind the toilet was a little bit more difficult and he had to mostly do it with his finger, but the main technique is to use the 45-degree angle. Going back and forth as much as you can just to fill in and press in the grout without pressing it in too hard. All right, it's been a couple minutes later. He's finished the whole bathroom. It looks really good. For now. I know it's clearly a mess, but that's part of the process. He's just going through and plugging up any little holes with his finger. The thing about this bathroom is that it's so small that it didn't really take that long. And
it took too long.
It did?
For the size of those bathrooms.
Well, it was your first time doing it.
I also just flushed the toilet without trying. That's how small the bathroom is.
So then from here, we just kind of wait till it dries a little bit more, and then we give it its first cleaning, and we take it from there, right?
Yeah.
All right, we are in the cleaning phase, and Bay is saying, "Oh wow, look at that!
Oh wow!
Oh wow!" Because it's looking good, guys. You did an awesome job, I have to say. This guy kills it with first time doing stuff. I don't know how.
We'll see. We'll see how it looks in a week.
We'll see, but I mean, so far, I'm really happy. It looks like it should at this point.
Okay, so we finished the first washing. It's not perfect, but it's way better than it was before. As you can see, there's a few spots where I'm going to have to poke some grout in with my finger anyways, but that should be good for now.
All right, so how many days is it?
2.
It's been 2 days since we've been here, and this is what it's looking like after the first clean. Gotta do one more clean and then we'll seal the grout, right?
We might have to do 2.
Yeah.
Because it looks a lot more dusty. I think we're gonna
It
vacuum.
does.
I think we should vacuum it first
Mm-hmm.
with the brush so we don't scratch anything.
Yeah.
And then we'll clean it with a wet.
It still looks so much better than before.
It
Like,
looks way better than the black grout and before the black.
yeah, it does. It looks much cleaner. I think this was a really good choice to go with this color. Good job.
I agree. So let's do this.
Step 2 of the day, we finished vacuuming. It looks a lot better. Took a lot of that haze looking debris, the dust out of the tiles. And now we're gonna do the second cleaning, and I'm just very, very pleased. It just looks so much cleaner than it did before.
So we did the second wiping. It's been like 3 minutes, and as you can see, it's already hazy once again, but it's still
Not as hazy.
no, not yet. But it still looks much better than it did when we decided to bring our pet elephant over to stomp on some diarrhea.
And while we wait, we're gonna go put a towel rack up. Right?
Gonna go put up a towel rack.
Yeah, I guess if we could cover that shoddy craftsmanship some. That's where the last tenants had some kind of stick-on towel rack there, and before that, I'm not sure what happened that the wall looks so strange there. I guess maybe the people before the last people had some kind of towel rack there that fell out of socket or something. We need to cover up the ugliness, and you know, tenants keep putting something there, so it makes sense it's a bathroom. They can hang their little hand towels there.
They can fill it up with glow-in-the-dark stickers.
Yeah, that's what the last tenants had a little girl, and she put glow-in-the-dark stickers on everything, including the hand towel that was there when we got the place back that was falling apart, like literally falling off of the wall and full of stickers, and the cabinet here in the bathroom, the vanity rather, was full of stickers as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful. More beautiful than this one. Alright, let's see. Perfect. I always get scared here that I'm gonna like hit the power line.
Yeah, it's really close.
But I know that it's not coming from this way, that it goes this way. Okay, that should be good enough. It's not gonna be perfect, nothing ever is.
Especially not here.
I'm not gonna cry about it, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it.
This rental's semi-haunted or something.
I don't think it's haunted.
No, it's just that there's so much like wonky stuff that has happened here, I guess. But everything's a little wonky. It's so tiny. It's like threading a needle.
It is like a ginormous pain in the butt. Well,
So it turns out that he must have made a miscalculation in the
a
measurement.
grave mistake.
Because the bars, the anchors are too close together. So what are you gonna do?
Die. Well, the easy thing to do would be to like take an inch off of the bar. So the reason that I'm putting this tape on is because I don't want to scratch the bar.
Oh my goodness!
I think that'll.
Can't even tell.
Yeah, it's actually not quite short enough yet to do another one.
That looks like it fits. Am I crazy?
Nearly.
You need to take off even more?
Yep. It
Yeah.
worked.
Huh?
It worked.
It worked?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, awesome. So what it needed, we needed to cut it. We cut it 2 times with 2 different blades. The first blade, you basically ate through it.
Yep.
The second blade is still fine though, right?
No.
No, you ate through 2 blades and then you sanded it and now it works.
Yeah.
All right, it is done and it's very sturdy and you can't even really see any of the boo-boos that happened in the process.
Just this one here, but
It's hardly noticeable. The tiniest little boo-boo that I don't think people will notice. We're just going in and doing our touch-ups.
I'm just gonna pile like a ton of grout.
Isn't too much grout the bad thing that I did?
Yeah, but I'm not doing it all over the entire floor. I'm just doing it like on one line.
We are back after touching up and letting it dry. This will be the first wipe down yet again. So now, while that grout dries, we're gonna change out the fan that was there. We had already ripped out, I guess, the front part, and I threw it away by mistake.
Why don't you take a look at what it looks like right now?
It looks scary.
Yeah.
And this is yet another job that you've never done before, right? Is there a spider that you're worried about?
No. I'm worried about breathing in all the dust. And also these screws are so old and gnarly that you can't even unscrew them. This is one of those screws that's so old and stripped that you can't take it out with a screwdriver.
Yeah, this vent in all likelihood has probably been here since the 70s. That's how old this building is. It's built in the 70s. Wonderful. That's disgusting.
Cleaning your air, right?
Ew. One of the things that we recently did in here is that we had the whole air filtration system deep cleaned, and the guys were like, it was so gnarly in there.
This is, however, not part of that system.
I don't know, but I would wear gloves, but I guess guys do not like to wear gloves.
Yeah, there's definitely a screw or something right here. I just can't really get to it. You can't really see it. No matter where you look. You know what would help? The shop vac.
Yuck. Yay! Woohoo!
That's a good
But
song.
it only took 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, really. I know it felt like a lot longer.
Okay. Well, I'm not done yet.
I know, but I'm saying that this part took 10 minutes. A little bit over 10 minutes.
It looks surprisingly good up here.
Oh yeah?
Huh?
I was just saying, oh yeah?
Yeah. Can I get you to hit the downstairs breaker and all that stuff?
Sure.
Sorry.
I'm fine, I'm just gonna put my shirt over my nose
Yeah.
and look away.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! So this is after one cleaning. Now we do cleaning number 2.
Second, first cleaning. This is going to be the second cleaning.
Laughing at me because he's gonna use the Bradley nail. Apparently it's called Brad nail and not a Bradley nail.
I think Bradley nail is a great name though. I think I'm gonna make that a band.
Woo!
Wow. On point.
On point. It's a Bradley nail.
So I'm gonna use my wire gauge. It's not gonna focus because it wants to focus on me because I'm so pretty. This wire gauge stripper
Looks like an
thing.
alligator. Okay.
So I could figure out how big the wires are, the gauge, so I know which size of these things to use, so that I could attach the wires up there to these wires. It's hard to focus this thing. Whatever. The ones that came with this thing. Yeah. And then we can plug in the motor, turn on the power, and see if it works. And these are 16. So on this thing, you can go 12 to 20. 12 to 14, where's 12 to 16? There's no 12 to 16. 12 to 20, 12 to 14 with the red. So we'll just go with the red. I don't want anybody dying. Not that that's going to make a difference.
So basically that adjusts the thing. Oh, okay, I see, because you gotta twist the wires together in the cap. Okay.
So I was always told that you start with the ground.
Start with the ground, he says.
Nope, not working, not cutting. So only the side down, I guess, to
Blue?
yellow.
Yellow?
Let's see if the yellow will do the job.
A little bit better of an angle. I took it off the tripod. I feel like I can be here now because it's clean. He shop vacked it like 12 times and it's not as scary.
Yep. Okay, so Bradley nails. There we go. So now I'm going to do a quick test with the fan motor plugged in. Alright, and it works.
Yay! Do I turn it off?
No, you can leave it on.
Now it's just plugging it in. And then once he's done plugging it in and finishing mounting that, we just mount this thing and then it is done.
This is not as easy as it seems.
Nothing is.
Wow, this thing sucks. In the good way.
Get it? It sucks. There is a little bit of sealing thing there that I guess you could seal up.
I'll just put some caulk around it.
Yep. All right, we're finally in the sealing phase. After spending all day at this and doing a bunch of other crap. So anyway, he's just gonna go ahead and seal this up, and then we'll take a look at what that looks like tomorrow with the tub reglazed. It's a freaking mess right now. So we have leftover grout in there, and then underneath the grout there is the chipping of the tub part. That's why we need it reglazed. Hello, it's me again, and I'm out of breath as per usual. Currently 19 weeks pregnant. It's been 1 week since we had the contractor come in and do the tub, and it's looking amazing. He did a great job, and the grout looks good.
Except for the parts that
We're just gonna clean it up a little bit more, but it's a big difference. And this is the vent done. Good to go, right?
Yeah.